SGC here, and today's video is a final impression on Legal High plus the special. So Legal High, the same guy that was in Hanzo and Naoki, because I'm just like watching all his stuff now because he's just hilarious and you really should check out Legal High. So this is why this video even exists. So Legal High, this time around Sakai Masato is a lawyer this time around, and this series aired last year back in April to June, and now the second season is actually being aired, and of shooting this video episode 3 just came out. So this series is about just Sakai Masato being a lawyer who is really what real lawyers actually do. Like, in a society's view of lawyers and judges and everything's about justice, the innocent must prevail, we must find the truth for all life and things and stuff like that. But in this series, it really addresses the fact that no, lawyers actually just poke holes in each other's cases so they get their own clients off the hook, rather than just proving the innocence or the guilty. It's just hole poking. Like, you made an argument, well, this is why your argument sucks and it's not reliable. And that's the biggest thing about this series. He stands so far away from your stereotypical identity of a lawyer. Sakai Masato plays Kamikuda Kensuke, who is a stubborn, abusive lawyer who is super sarcastic and crazy mood, and he's an extravagant spender. And then the greatest thing about him is that he never lost a case in his life. So he's a genius, and he just wants to do it for the money, and if you can pay the price, he'll win it for you. So it's pretty much from the lawyer perspective. And then when you have Mayuzumi Machiko, played by Aragaki Yui, who is his like sort of like subordinate, and she represents society's view of like truth, justice, and love. Everyone needs to be told the truth, and they have a lot of like bantering, and pretty much each episode is a case, so there's no overlying arc, yet there's overlying character issues that have to be resolved, such as his previous boss, who is Miki Choichiro, played by Namase Katsuhisa, and they have like a bond where he used, like, Komikado used to work for him, and then now they broke off. Miki's like, I gotta beat you in a court case, and throughout the entire season, that's what he's trying to do. He's setting people up to beat him, and things happen. As Komikado, not your stereotypical lawyer, he always does things that might be crossing the line. He hires Kaga Ranmaru, who is played by Taguchi Junnosuke, as sort of his ninja in the background, where he finds like things that can be used in his case, and he even sets things up, and that's just random things. Also, there's a butler by the name of Hattori, played by Satomi Kotaro, who is the butler for Komikado, and he's just an amazing old man who does everything because he's just old and he's done a lot of things in his life, and it's always surprising that he knows a lot of things. And yeah, so what did I like about this series itself? I loved Hanzo and Naoki. There was so much tension sometimes, and there's just realistic portrayal of banking. I don't know how realistic, but it just felt real for me anyway. But in Legal High, it's like Hanzo and Naoki is here and when he's pissed off. Like, Hanzo and Naoki is nice at times, but Komikado Kensuke is like this all the time. Like, he is just nuts. He's like over crazy, and like he just gotta see this. Sometimes I would say that Hanzo and Naoki sort of like is a cool down, controlled version of what Sakai Masato, the actor, can do. Legal High shows his potential right off the bat. It's just, whoa, this guy's acting is pretty intense. So yeah, that's the biggest thing I liked about this series, is that the acting is intense, and the storyline itself really pushes the view on what is a lawyer supposed to do. Even when you have people that you know are like guilty, you still have to fight for them, and you don't really understand the term innocent until proven guilty until you really see something like this, where he's like, just he's innocent. You just gotta prove that he's guilty, but I can poke things in your proof, and if that things falls apart, then he's innocent, despite the fact what everyone thinks in the world. And also the foil between Mayuzumi and Komikado is really great, because she represents like what society and what normal people think of lawyers should be, and he's not. So there's always that tension, and sometimes what she says is kind of like, man, what's wrong with you? So idealistic, truthful, like that ain't gonna happen sort of thing. And he is just bam. So yeah. So the entire series I totally enjoyed. It was just enjoyable. At first, sometimes what Mayuzumi says sometimes is kind of cringeworthy, and I would have to address in the special episode, everything's mashed up in there. There's a lot of preachiness about truth. There's a lot of crazy Komikado, avocado. Special is pretty packed of the entire series. I mean, that's what specials are supposed to do. One thing I would like to address is that maybe the stuff that happens inside a courtroom might not be real truthful, because there's a lot of monologuing, there's a lot of exposition, but it's like done well, and there's a lot of backtalk between the lawyers. And I don't know if it's a good portrayal of judges, because they don't seem to do that much. It's more of a lawyer versus lawyer drama. So yeah, like I said, this series is something that you should totally check out if you like Hanzo and Naoki, because like I said, it's just so much more intense. And there's also season 2, which I'm going through right now, and that's amazing too. So go ahead and just check out Legal High for sure. It's only not that long. It's only 11 episodes plus a special. And you go like, what's a special? Well, it's like an episode that airs way after or later on after the series is done. Maybe Hanzo and Naoki will have a special episode too, but who knows? But anyway, that is all for this final impression for Legal High Season 1. I can say that because there's actually Season 2. Anyway, that's all. See ya.